There are instances in life when everything transforms in a heartbeat. When the foundation you believed to be unshakable begins to dissolve around you. It took me by surprise, that moment unfolding amidst the simplicity of an everyday drive home. I found myself behind the wheel, my wife beside me in the passenger seat, her laughter lingering in the air from the delightful evening we had just shared. It was a corporate gathering, a polished affair where smiles were carefully crafted, expensive drinks were savored, and the unspoken tensions of office politics lingered just beneath the surface. I found myself in a pleasant state, or at least I had been feeling that way. My wife, Isabel, radiated warmth and beauty. Her golden locks flowed gracefully over her shoulders, while the tailored dress embraced her figure, drawing every gaze throughout the evening. She possessed an innate warmth, effortlessly drawing people in with her enchanting presence, engaging in conversation with anyone who crossed her path. I found myself captivated by her, especially tonight, as laughter filled the air, glasses chimed softly, and our eyes met in fleeting moments that held a deeper meaning. A deep, stirring feeling settled in the depths of my being. I reassured myself that it was just my imagination at play. I found it impossible to question her sincerity. We had shared 9 years of marriage, a deep and enduring connection. My heart was open to her. At the very least, that was my belief. Then my phone vibrated softly. I cast a fleeting look at the screen, my heart unprepared for any surprises. But as soon as I read the message, a chill swept through me. "Are you feeling it yet?" That was the moment. Only 4 words. Without a name or a reason, there was an undeniable spark that coursed through me, sending a shiver of intrigue and connection. I furrowed my brow, my fingers tightening around the phone. "Is everything all right?" Isabel inquired, her voice flowing effortlessly. Relaxed. I glanced at her for a fleeting moment, seeking something, anything, that felt amiss. Yet she remained unchanged throughout the evening, elegant and glowing. I surrendered to a nod. Indeed, it's all about the work. I shifted my gaze to the road ahead, yet my thoughts danced in a whirlwind. The number was unfamiliar to me. Perhaps it was just an unwelcome distraction. Perhaps it was just a trick of fate, yet deep within, I sensed something different. There was an essence to the timing, a weight to the words that felt intentional. Moments later, a new message emerged. "Take a moment to explore your wife's phone, if you feel brave enough to do so." A tightness gripped my stomach. I took a deep breath, maintaining a calm expression. The last thing I desired was for Isabel to feel that something was amiss. I had to mask the rising tide of anxiety within me, keeping it hidden from her gaze. I urged myself to find a steady breath, to embrace clarity in my thoughts. Perhaps this was just a fleeting moment. Perhaps there was a mix-up with the digits. Yet, beneath the surface, I was aware all along. I sensed there was a deeper connection at play. My fingers curled around the wheel, the quiet enveloping us as we drove on. Isabel scrolled on her phone, blissfully oblivious to the tempest of feelings swirling within me. As I gazed at her, a deeper awareness unfolded within me, revealing the subtle details I had previously overlooked. The way she tilted her screen just enough to create a sense of distance, a playful smile dancing on her lips as her fingers moved gracefully across the keys. Was I just being overly cautious, perhaps? Yet the third message arrived, stirring something deep within. "She enveloped him completely tonight. Did you truly not notice it?" A gentle, enveloping unease began to wash over me. A weight settled upon my chest. My mouth felt parched. My wife's laughter from earlier resonated within me, reminiscent of a cherished moment from a different time. A life that felt like a distant dream, leaving me to question its very existence. There were 2 paths before me. I could choose to overlook this, act as if the messages never crossed my path, return home, and lie beside my wife as if everything remained the same. Or, I could uncover the truth, and a deep sense within me whispered that I might not embrace what lay ahead. The atmosphere within the car grew dense, laden with unexpressed thoughts and my quiet doubts. I struggled to maintain a calm facade, yet my hold on the steering wheel was so intense that my fingers throbbed with the pressure. "Isabel," either unaware or playfully feigning ignorance, continued to scroll through her phone, a soft smile occasionally gracing her lips as she glimpsed something intriguing on the screen. The messages had sown a whisper of uncertainty in my heart, and now it was blossoming beyond my control. My stomach fluttered as I revisited the night's moments, yearning to uncover the subtle hints I might have overlooked. The fleeting glances, the gentle brushes of fingertips, the way her laughter danced in the air, a little too vibrant for a joke I hadn't even caught. I took a deep breath. I needed to tread lightly. If I were to face her now, she would have the opportunity to weave her words, to distort the truth, to leave me questioning my own reality. No, I sought reassurance. I caught a glimpse of her phone cradled in her hand, the smooth, dark case gently resting against her delicate fingers. She was usually so careful, yet there lingered a possibility, just a whisper of a possibility, that what I sought might still be revealed. "Hello there," I spoke, my tone airy and relaxed. "Could you please find out the arrival time of my mom's flight for tomorrow? I believe I may have left the email open on my phone." She turned to me, her eyes softly focused, as if she were seeking a hidden truth within my expression. Is there a hint of doubt lingering in the air? Regret? I found myself uncertain. "You can check later," she murmured, letting her phone rest gently in her lap. That was everything I required to affirm what I had always sensed. If she were truly open, she would have offered me her phone without hesitation. My heart raced within me, yet I willed myself to maintain a calm, even breath. I had known it all along. There was an undeniable shift in the air. I felt a strong urge to glimpse her phone. I breathed out gently, my attention fixed on the shadowy path that lay before me. An idea began to take shape within me, a longing that stirs the soul, a hint of daring. I simply had to be patient for the perfect moment to arrive. As we glided into the driveway, Isabel released a soft sigh and arched her arms, blissfully oblivious to the turmoil swirling within me. "I need a shower," she murmured, gently unbuckling her seatbelt. The warmth enveloped the space, creating an intimate atmosphere. I nodded, my voice calm and unwavering. "Of course, please proceed." She emerged from the car, the sound of her heels echoing softly against the pavement, before she gracefully vanished into the house. My body tightened as I observed her departure. This was my moment. I lingered in the quiet, listening for the soft murmur of the shower, before gently making my way inside the house. My heartbeat echoed in my ears as I hurried through the hallway and into the bedroom. Her purse lay on the nightstand, its zipper open, inviting curiosity. For just a fleeting moment, I paused before allowing my hand to delve within. My fingers gently wrapped around the sleek, cool surface of her phone. I reached my limit. I activated the screen, only to find it was locked, as expected. Thoughts swirled within me. I had caught a glimpse of her fingers dancing over the keys of her passcode before. Fluid, instinctive movements that flowed effortlessly, evoking a sense of intimacy she never questioned. I had a sense of what the numbers could be, yet I knew that if I miscalculated too often, I would find myself completely shut out. I took a deep breath, my hands trembling ever so slightly as I entered the numbers I believed to be correct. The screen flickered softly, revealed. A wave of unease stirred within me. I gently opened her messages, allowing myself to linger on the most recent ones. The majority of them posed no threat. Companions, beloved connections, colleagues. But then I came across a name that sent a shiver down my spine. Lucas. My heart whispers your name, a melody that dances through my thoughts, stirring something deep within me. I tapped on the thread, and as the messages unfolded before me, a wave of emotion washed over me, leaving me momentarily unsteady. Lucas. My heart whispers your name, a melody that lingers in the air, evoking a warmth that dances softly within me. Tonight, I found myself drawn to you in a way that was impossible to resist. Lucas. My heart whispers your name, a melody that lingers in the air, evoking a warmth that dances softly within me. Your presence stirs something deep within me. Isabel. Isabel. You're so mischievous. What if he had caught a glimpse? Lucas, my thoughts linger on you. Would it truly make a difference? He remains blissfully unaware. He will never do so. The words intertwined softly as the world around me faded into shadows. My breath came in quick, fluttering whispers. My hands gripped the phone with such intensity that my knuckles lost their color. Lucas. My heart whispers your name in the quiet moments, a gentle reminder of the connection we share. Lucas was someone I worked alongside. Lucas had graced the event with his presence. Lucas stood close beside me, laughter dancing in the air, sharing drinks and warmth, his hand enveloping mine as if everything was perfectly fine. And all the while, my wife had been weaving a secret connection with him, hidden from my view. The gentle sound of water continued to flow in the bathroom, creating a soothing ambience. The sound whispered softly through the walls. She remained blissfully unaware of my knowledge. Not at this moment. A decision lay before me. I could choose to overlook everything that has unfolded before me. I could slip into bed, maintain the facade, and allow her to continue her secret existence. Or I could meet her gaze the moment she emerged from that shower. Seek the truth with an open heart. Observe her flounder in search of justifications. Yet the intense fire within me whispered that neither of those choices could truly satisfy. No, I craved something more expansive. Plan was essential for me, and I craved it urgently. I stood in our softly illuminated bedroom, holding Isabel's phone as if it were a fragile secret waiting to be unveiled. My breath came in soft whispers. My heartbeat dances unpredictably. The words on the screen lingered in my thoughts, leaving an indelible mark on my memory, each one a new pang that resonates deep within. Her laughter had danced through the air, wrapping around us like a warm embrace all night long. A gentle kiss upon my cheek. Her arm gently encircles mine. Yet it was merely an illusion, an exquisite display, the essence of her being. The woman I had held in my heart for nearly a decade had been sharing secret touches, soft whispers, and a myriad of unspoken moments with Lucas. Lucas, my heart whispers your name, a melody that lingers in the air, evoking a warmth that dances softly within me. The mere mention of the name stirred a deep, unsettling emotion within me. I tightened my jaw, urging my mind to focus. I couldn't release the intensity within me. Not at this moment. Only when I possessed all that was essential to me. The water continued to flow softly in the shower. I had mere moments, perhaps a little less. I inhaled slowly, allowing the moment to linger as I explored their messages further up the screen. There was something deeper. Lucas, my heart whispers your name, a melody that lingers in the air, evoking a warmth that wraps around me like a gentle embrace. Until we meet again, we can be open and free. It will be just the two of us. Isabel. I eagerly anticipate what's to come. I find it so frustrating to hide in the shadows. Lucas, my heart whispers your name, a melody that lingers in the air, evoking a warmth that dances softly within me. Before long, simply hold on. A flutter of unease stirred within me. Is it coming soon? What on earth could that possibly signify? I moved my fingers swiftly across the screen. My fingers tremble softly. Then I witnessed something that sent a chill through my veins. A booking for a hotel stay. Tomorrow holds a promise. A suite reserved just for her. I took a deep breath. The pieces were coming together with an intensity that felt almost overwhelming, stirring deep emotions within. Isabel was entangled in something deeper. She was weaving a delicate tapestry of intentions. And I was never meant to uncover the truth. The shower's warm embrace faded abruptly, pulling me from my reverie. I had mere moments. I gently returned her phone to her purse, just as I had discovered it, and slipped back to my side of the bed. My chest was filled with an overwhelming intensity, as if it might burst from the weight of my emotions. Yet I willed my demeanor to stay serene, composed. She remained blissfully unaware. A few moments later, Isabel entered the bedroom, her figure softly embraced by a towel. Her smile radiated warmth. And in that moment, I understood. It was a smile not intended for my heart. I had noticed that same expression on her face earlier at the event, Yet in that moment, I convinced myself it meant nothing. A play of illumination, a moment of confusion. In that moment, clarity washed over me. Her smile lingered softly in his direction. "How did your shower feel?" I inquired, maintaining a calm tone. She arched her body, releasing a contented sigh, deeply desired. She glided across the room, her bare feet whispering against the smooth hardwood floor. I observed her movements intently, savoring each subtle shift and every fleeting glance. Had she always felt so far away? Was I truly unaware? She nestled into bed beside me, drawing the covers around her with a gentle grace. "Your silence speaks volumes." I let out a soft, gentle laugh, feeling a bit weary. She let out a soft hum and gently reached for her phone. I feigned indifference as she reached for it, her eyes scanning the notifications with a swift intensity. A fleeting expression danced across her features, vanishing before I could grasp its meaning. Was she anticipating his message? Did she feel a twinge of disappointment that he hadn't? The thought caused my hands to clench tightly beneath the covers. I shifted onto my side, gazing up at the ceiling. Thoughts swirled through my mind, each one igniting a spark of feeling. Tomorrow holds a promise. She was looking forward to seeing him tomorrow. I had the power to intervene before it unfolded. But how can it be so? If I were to face her now, she would weave a tale of untruths. If I were to cast blame without evidence, she would deftly shift the focus back onto me. Absolutely not. I needed to embrace my intellect. I allowed her to believe she was slipping through my fingers. I needed to experience it for myself. And in that moment, I would choose my path forward. Beside me, Isabel released a soft sigh of satisfaction, curling into her pillow with a sense of peace. In the quiet that followed, her breath became a gentle rhythm, deep and soothing. She lay in a peaceful slumber. I reclined in the shadows, gazing at the ceiling, a profound sense of emptiness enveloping me, as if all that mattered had slipped away. Yet this was far from the end. Far from it. Tomorrow I would find her in the moment. And once I did, it would take her by surprise. Rest eluded me. I spent the night in bed, gazing up at the ceiling, my thoughts entwined in a whirlwind of feelings. Fury, longing, incredulity. Each time I shut my eyes, Isabel's words danced in my mind. Her laughter from the event echoed softly, and I could feel Lucas's friendly pat on my back, a moment of connection lingering in the air, as if I were the one deceived. As dawn broke, clarity washed over me, and I knew what I had to do. I couldn't allow her to drift away without leaving a mark. Isabel stirred beside me, her arms arching gracefully before she reached for her phone with a gentle, unhurried motion. I maintained a steady breath, feigning slumber as she gently unlocked the screen. My heart raced within me as I listened, filled with anticipation. Then, a soft tremor, a heartfelt message. She moved gently in bed, the soft light of her screen casting a warm glow upon her features. Even in the soft morning light, I could sense the subtle smile playing at the corner of her lips. She had not reached out to me. I willed myself to remain motionless, to continue embodying the role of the unsuspecting husband. A few moments later, she quietly left the bed, moving softly across the room, as if she wished to avoid disturbing my slumber. The gentle click of the bathroom door echoed softly, followed by the delicate sound of water cascading from the shower. I slowly opened my eyes. It's time to embrace the journey ahead. I gently extended my hand toward her phone, wishing she had been a bit careless and left it unlocked. My heart raced as I leaned closer to the screen. Secured. Absolutely. Yet her phone no longer held any significance for me. I could sense the direction she was headed. The intimate retreat. She believed she was cunning, arranging a meeting under the bright sun, pretending that today was merely an ordinary day. Yet, she remained blissfully unaware of my understanding. I felt a deep urgency to arrive before she did. The arrangement. Isabel stepped out of the bathroom moments later, a towel draped around her form, a gentle mist trailing behind her. She offered me a gentle smile. "Good morning." I gently rubbed my eyes, sitting up with a soft stretch, allowing a yawn to escape my lips. "Good morning." She opened the closet, her fingers gliding over the fabrics as she explored her choices, lost in the moment. "What do you have in mind for today?" I inquired, my tone steady. "Oh, she said, casting a fleeting glance back at me. "Just a few errands, perhaps a coffee with Liz." Liz, her companion, her tender alibi. I nodded, feeling a wave of discomfort wash over me. "That feels delightful." She offered me another smile, a deceptive smile, as she continued to slip into her clothes. 30 minutes later, she brushed her lips against my cheek. A tender gesture that felt so ordinary, as if the weight of the moment was lost in the air. Unaware of the impending encounter she was about to have with another man in a hotel. "I'll return soon," she murmured, her fingers brushing against the soft fabric of her purse as she picked it up. "I cherish you deeply." The words resonated within me, stirring a deep and unexpected response. I observed her as she stepped through the door, the rhythmic sound of her heels echoing on the pavement, followed by the gentle hum of the car engine coming to life. I lingered in the stillness that enveloped me. My hands tightened at my sides. This comes to a close today. The encounter at the hotel. I reached the hotel ahead of her. It was an elegant venue, the sort of place where individuals retreat to savor their moments away from prying eyes. I sat in the car, my gaze fixed on the entrance, fingers wrapped around the steering wheel with a tension that made my knuckles pale. And then, at precisely 11:15 a.m., she made her entrance. Isabel emerged from her car, adorned in a dress that took my breath away, one I had never encountered before. Clothes, softly revealing, intended for another, not for my heart. She delicately retrieved her phone, her fingers gliding over the screen as she composed a message. A few moments later, a flutter of anticipation stirred within me as I caught sight of him. "Lucas, my thoughts linger on you." He stepped out of another car, exuding an air of ease and self-assurance. He felt a calm assurance wash over him. He moved with a certain confidence, as if he believed I was blissfully unaware of his actions. They encountered each other by the entrance. Her smile danced in the air between them as he leaned closer, his breath a gentle caress as he whispered softly in her ear. She chuckled softly, her fingers brushing against his arm, the way she would caress my skin. I clenched my jaw, my focus sharpening. They slipped away into the warm embrace of the hotel lobby. I lingered in that moment, drawing in each breath with intention. As I emerged from the car, a wave of anticipation washed over me. This was a moment steeped in deep feeling, a reflection of something more profound than mere anger or hasty choices. This needed to be approached with care and intention. I stepped inside, maintaining a careful distance as I observed them making their way to the elevator. The doors parted, and they entered side by side, their movements synchronized as they turned together. As Isabel extended her hand towards Lucas, a quiet tension filled the air. Our gazes intertwined. Her complexion faded, a shadow of its former vibrancy. She paused, her body tensing, her fingers gently releasing his hold. Lucas, unaware, pressed the button for their floor, blissfully ignorant of the shift that had taken place, that I had transformed it all. The doors gently closed, enveloping the space in a soft hush. Yet the moment had slipped away. She understood, and she sensed that I was determined to hold on to this moment. The instant our gazes intertwined, I felt it deeply, the subtle tremor of unease, the awakening, the overwhelming wave of fear enveloping her. Isabel felt the weight of discovery upon her, but the elevator doors slid shut before she could respond, enclosing her in a moment with Lucas. I stood there, feeling the rhythm of my heartbeat echoing in my ears. The air conditioning in the lobby failed to temper the warmth radiating through me. I could have approached the front desk with a rush of emotion, inquiring about their room number, creating a moment filled with tension and anticipation. Yet this was not the way I envisioned our story unfolding. No, I longed to witness it. I approached the receptionist's desk, maintaining a calm and composed demeanor. The young woman behind the counter offered a fleeting smile, her gaze lingering just a moment before returning to her task. "Welcome to the Covington Suites," where comfort and elegance intertwine to create an inviting atmosphere. Are you reaching out to connect? I managed a gentle smile. My wife has just ascended the stairs, but I seem to have misplaced the room number. Isabel, with her flowing blonde hair, adorned in a captivating red dress. Her fingers danced across the keyboard. Ah, indeed. She arrived quietly, slipping in with a gentle grace. She paused, her eyes flickering toward me. I apologize, but I must prioritize the privacy of our guests and cannot disclose room numbers. I let out a soft breath, masking my true feelings with a hint of amusement. Absolutely. Hotel guidelines. I see where you're coming from. May I send something up to the room, perhaps to create a moment of connection? A delightful surprise? That caused her to linger for a moment. That sounds possible, she replied, her voice lingering in the air. What would you like to receive? I reached into my wallet, letting a fresh bill glide onto the counter. My gestures relaxed and unhurried. A bottle of sparkling champagne. And I softened my voice. Please let me know which suite I should send it to, so I can ensure it arrives safely. She lingered, caught in a moment of uncertainty. Then she glanced at the screen once more. Suite 1109. She whispered softly. I tightened my jaw, a wave of emotion washing over me. Absolutely exquisite, I murmured. Then I turned and left, feeling the weight of the moment linger in the air. I ascended the stairs. 11 journeys through the sky. A warm sensation coursed through my legs. My breath flowed in soft, deliberate whispers, yet I pressed on. This was the moment. As I arrived on the 11th floor, I paused at the end of the hallway, my gaze lingering on the door before me. 1109. I could sense the soft murmur of voices in the distance, joyful sounds that dance in the air. I gently brushed my fingers across my face, seeking a moment of clarity. I trembled, yet I held onto my composure. Not at this moment. I sought reassurance. I reached for my phone and began to capture the moment. I inched nearer, resting my ear softly against the door. And then I felt the warmth of her voice enveloping me. Gentle, softly, close. A melody of her I hadn't encountered in ages. You really shouldn't have kissed me in the lobby, she said with a playful laugh. I found it impossible to resist. Lucas's voice resonated deeply. Your allure is undeniable. A lingering hush. In that moment, a soft sigh. I clenched my jaw tightly, a dull ache spreading through it. My hands quivered with a gentle intensity. Not with trepidation, not with a heavy heart, yet with an essence that resonates profoundly. A betrayal so deep it caused my very being to resist the truth laid bare before me. I continued to capture the moment. Each soft murmur, each caress, each whisper. This was never solely for my own sake. This would shatter her world. I lingered outside the hotel room door, my phone recording each tantalizing sound that slipped through the threshold. Each soft sigh shared between us. The ache in my chest had transformed, evolving beyond mere heartbreak. It was an experience unlike any other. Touch of chill. I had offered Isabel my all, my beloved, my faith, my unwavering devotion. And here she was, entwined in sheets that felt foreign to us, yearning for a presence that wasn't mine. I held the evidence close to my heart. In this moment, I find myself at a crossroads, contemplating the choice to step away, initiate the process of separation, ignite her reality with just a few strokes of a keyboard. But I felt an undeniable pull to stay a little longer. I longed for her to understand the depth of her misstep. My fingers lingered just above the door handle. I had no intention of intruding, engage in a passionate clash. Voices raised in fervent accusation. No, that would be far too simple. I longed to witness the depth of emotion reflected in her gaze. In that instant, she felt the weight of her carefully crafted illusion shatter around her. I gently tapped on the door. The sounds within faded away in an instant. A moment lingered, then yet another. I summoned room service. My voice remains calm and unwavering. I sensed a flurry of movement, soft footsteps, soft murmurs. In that moment, a gentle pause, a moment of tenderness. I remained still, attuned to the sounds of someone shifting about, likely attempting to conceal what was destined to remain exposed. I envisioned her gently placing a finger to Lucas's lips, silencing him softly, as she adjusted her hair and smoothed her dress with delicate grace. The door whispered open, revealing a sliver of possibility. Isabel's visage emerged, her blue eyes open just a bit wider, softly parted lips, and for a fleeting, exquisite moment, she looked at me as if I were a stranger. She believed I was merely tending to the surroundings. Then her whole being tensed. Her eyes widened with a deep, captivating intensity. Her throat moved gently as she took a sip. I tilted my head, presenting her with a delicate, icy smile. "What a delightful surprise," I remarked. Her complexion faded, leaving a ghostly pallor. I gently eased the door open, feeling a rush of anticipation wash over me. In her eagerness to welcome me, she had forgotten to secure it properly. Lucas lingered by the bed, his shirt absent, a look of astonishment etched on his confident features. Isabel spun around, her hands quivering as she sought answers that eluded her grasp. "Hold on. I am capable. This is not as it seems." A soft laugh escaped my lips. I found myself smiling with genuine amusement. "It's not as it appears." I entered slowly, savoring each moment. "What is it, then?" Her lips parted and met softly, yet silence lingered. Lucas cleared his throat, his movements betraying a hint of vulnerability. "Listen, my friend." I silenced him with a look that held a world of unspoken words. Then, with a gentle intention, I reached for my phone and pressed play. The sound of their betrayal lingered in the air, heavy and poignant. Isabel's breath caught in her throat, her expression shifting to a blend of vulnerability and deep emotion. Lucas brushed his fingers across his lips, releasing a deep breath. "Wow." I gazed at Isabel. "How much time will it take?" She fluttered her lashes. "What is it? How much time will it take?" I echoed softly, my voice laced with an unsettling tranquility. "Have you been sharing moments with him when I'm not around?" Her hands tightened into delicate fists. "No, it isn't. Please refrain." Whispered untruths. She breathed out softly, a tremor in her breath. "A handful of months." I nodded slowly, allowing the blade to sink further into my heart. Time stretches on, lingering in the air. Lucas's gaze drifted downward, captivated by the delicate contours of his bare feet. I allowed the silence to linger, letting the gravity of her words permeate the atmosphere around us. Then a soft laugh escaped my lips, and I gently shook my head. "Did you truly believe you could escape unscathed from this?" I inquired. Isabel paused, her lips gently sealing in contemplation. It unfolded in a moment. It was never our intention. You have secured a lovely hotel, Isabel." My voice softened to a deeper tone. Your words carried a depth of sincerity. Her eyes shimmered with unshed tears, illusory tears, feigning sorrow. I had devoted years to believing those were genuine. Not any longer. I slipped my phone into my pocket, letting out a deep breath. "Do you feel what I'm feeling?" "I find it hard to feel anger in this moment." She blinked, taken aback. "You are not." A soft smile graced my lips, a smile that seemed to linger in the air, touching her heart in a way she never expected. "No," I softly replied, "because I have moved on from you." The weight of my words caused her to draw back slightly. I turned to Lucas, whose expression suggested a deep desire to disappear into the ether. "You both indulge in your moments," I suggested softly, making my way to the door. Isabel stepped forward, her heart fluttering with uncertainty. "Hold on just a moment." I lingered in the doorway, and then, without a glance behind, I offered my last, lingering touch. "This evening I will be sending the divorce papers." "Oh, and Isabel, my dear?" She drew in a breath, a moment of intensity washing over her. "Indeed, yes." A playful smile danced across my lips. "Take a moment to look at your phone. I have shared the recording with all our acquaintances." Her soft intake of breath lingered in the air as I turned away, leaving her beautifully crafted world in disarray behind me. I chose not to glance back. Not when Isabel inhaled sharply. Not when Lucas whispered his frustrations softly to himself. Not when I sensed the hurried movement behind me as she reached for her phone, likely to verify that I had followed through on my promise. I glided down that hallway with a confident pace, my heart racing in my chest. Yet my thoughts were unclouded for the first time in what felt like ages. Embrace certainty. All uncertainty has faded away. I felt unbound. The elevator doors glided apart, and I entered, releasing a deep, deliberate breath as I rested against the cool embrace of the metal walls. The image staring back at me from the mirrored panel felt transformed, weathered, like a soul who has faced the fiercest battles and emerged, resilient and transformed, into the light of a new dawn. As the doors gently shut, Isabel's voice drifted through the air from down the hall, tinged with a sense of urgency. Oh my goodness, he truly sent it. Lucas, he shared it with all. Lucas's voice took on a deeper, more intense quality. Find your peace. We'll find our way through this together. A playful smile danced on my lips as the elevator started to glide downward. No, Lucas, my heart whispers your name, a melody that lingers in the air, evoking a warmth that dances softly within me. It seems unlikely. The initial flurry of notifications graced my phone before I had even stepped into the lobby. My intention was straightforward. Collect the whispers of reality, unveil the hidden truths, and gracefully depart. No aggression, only creation. No chaotic moments. Simply an undeniable truth that chills the soul. And it had truly resonated. As I glided through the glass doors of the hotel, emerging into the embrace of the fresh afternoon air, my phone buzzed with an eager insistence. Messages linger, calls echo softly, and unread notes accumulate, waiting to be embraced. The first one came from my brother. Then, "Hey there, what on earth is this?" Then from my dearest friend, Jake. "Jake, is this a playful jest? Whisper to me that this is just a dream." And then the moment that sent a shiver through my core. Her mother, a figure of warmth and depth. "Diane." Words escape me. "Reach out to me at this moment." I tighten my jaw, taking a deep breath before slipping my phone into my pocket. Take your time. Allow them to linger in their own thoughts. Isabel had woven a tapestry of deception over months, perhaps even years, leaving me to navigate the shadows of her untruths. At this moment, she found herself compelled to confront the truth of it all. The aftermath. By the time I arrived home, the entire situation had unraveled in a whirlwind of emotions. Companions, connection, even colleagues shared in the experience, having glimpsed the messages and listened to the recording. And Isabel, she was enveloped in the remnants of her past. As soon as I set my keys down, my phone chimed, pulling me back into the moment. I allowed it to ring out into the silence. Then, a soft whisper of a voicemail. I paused for just a moment before letting the sound fill the space around me. Her voice reached me, trembling, filled with longing. "Kindly lend me your ear. I can sense your pain." Yet this choice was not necessary. I found myself at a crossroads, realizing I had erred. Yet we can share our thoughts. We can mend this together. My heart is drawn to you in a way that words can barely capture. I let out a soft laugh, gently shaking my head in disbelief. Desire? The sound of that word slipped from her lips, devoid of any true meaning. Yet another call. Yet another voicemail. This time, her voice trembled with an emotion that felt almost like fear. "You may not fully grasp the impact of your actions. My parents witnessed this moment. My superior." A deep breath drawn in. "Kindly, please return my call. Please don't break me like this." I let it go. Her tears were not born from regret. Her tears flowed, a reflection of the weight of her discovery. And I had no intention of rescuing her. I settled onto the couch, allowing a wave of tranquility to wash over me. After what seemed like an eternity, the house embraced me once more, a familiar warmth wrapping around my heart. Let truth breathe freely, untainted by deception. There's a newfound ease within me, a calm that washes over me whenever she glances at her phone. What remained was the last whisper of inevitability. I reached for my laptop, gently opening the email draft I had crafted earlier. The divorce papers lay there, poised to be dispatched, a quiet testament to a chapter closing, a fresh start. Before I pressed send, I took a final moment to savor my thoughts. Did I experience a sense of longing? No. Did I experience sorrow? Without a doubt. Yet, underneath it all, there lingered a deeper essence, a sense of freedom. I pressed send, a flutter of anticipation coursing through me, and just like that, Isabel slipped away from my grasp. As I pressed send, an intriguing sensation enveloped me, a sensation that had eluded me for quite some time. Release, truth unveiled. Embrace the certainty within. No longer will I rise each day questioning the true essence of the soul beside me. Isabel had drifted away from the warmth of my existence, and now I felt a profound sense of liberation. The evening was alive with the gentle buzz of my phone, as messages flowed in from friends, co-workers, and even a few family members of hers. Some were taken aback. Some were filled with intense emotion. To my surprise, some offered their support. Jake, my friend. I sensed there was something amiss, yet I never envisioned it would unfold like this. That's wonderful to hear. You are worthy of so much more. Ben, I'm truly proud of you, my friend. Truly. Many would have chosen to remain in a state of unawareness. You managed this with such grace and confidence. After the initial wave of anger, even her mother reached out again with another message. Diane, I'm at a loss for words. I nurtured her with more care than this. I sincerely apologize. If you ever find yourself in need, please reach out without a second thought. That caught me off guard. Yet I chose not to linger on it. I was not seeking anyone's approval. I was doing it for myself. As time unfolded, the coming days enveloped me in a dreamlike haze. The house held a stillness, a sense of space that felt strangely comforting. For the first time in years, I felt a sense of ease enveloping me, as if the weight of uncertainty had finally lifted. I found no urge to look at her phone, to question her destinations, or to unravel the significance of each subtle gesture. I had reached my limit with it all. I immersed myself in my tasks, upon entering the gym, in rediscovering the connections I had inadvertently let fade during my marriage. And it was a delightful sensation, surpassed my expectations in the most delightful way. A week after the hotel incident, Jake gently persuaded me to join him for drinks. At first, I lingered in uncertainty, but then a gentle spark of curiosity urged me forward, whispering, "Why not? I am ready to embrace and honor this beautiful new chapter of my life." It was at that moment that Claire entered my life. She had a uniqueness that set her apart from Isabel. She filled the room with an authentic presence that drew people in. She engaged in each conversation with a genuine warmth, as if it were a shared moment rather than a scripted act. She was undeniably present. We spent hours in conversation, our laughter weaving through shared stories, connecting deeply over the realization that neither of us had arrived at the places we once envisioned for ourselves at this point in life. And for the first time in what seemed like an eternity, my thoughts were free from Isabel. I held no resentment. I felt a deep sense of calm. I felt a gentle pull towards new beginnings. As the night drew to a close, Claire offered me a warm smile. A smile that felt like it was crafted solely for my heart. And this time, a soft smile graced my lips in return, because my journey was far from finished. The journey was only starting to unfold.